thanks to SimpliSafe for sponsoring this video.
When you come in the basement from outside, this room right here that's going to have the washer and dryer in it, this has a concrete slab. Now it's really crude, but it's concrete. When you come into this part of the basement, it's a step up, and this is some sort of a framed up floor of some sort. When you come into the, I'll call this the main part of the basement, the first room in the basement, this too is plywood on some sort of framing. And you can see around the edges this dark stuff, so that's kind of a moldy mess. I think what's going on underneath this wood, this is either built right on the dirt or it is built on a slab of concrete basically, and it's not letting it dry out, so it's just a nasty mess. So I think I'm just going to tear all this up and see what's under all this.
Thank you to SimpliSafe for sponsoring this video. SimpliSafe is an easy-to-use, customizable home security system that is free from contracts and hidden costs. After setting up your system, your home is monitored 24/7 with the ability to check in at any time on your phone. They have sensors to cover every window, room, and door, plus lots of great extras like water sensors, smoke detectors, HD cameras, and doorbell cameras. Systems can be designed and ordered on the SimpliSafe website and quickly shipped to your door. They've also launched a new wireless outdoor security camera that features an ultra-wide 140-degree field of view so you can keep a watch over your entire outdoor space. It includes 8x zoom and a built-in spotlight with color night vision. Two-way audio will let you listen as well as speak to someone on your property. SimpliSafe's interactive monitoring service begins at only 50 cents a day. For this low price, their team of professionals will call the police if alerted to anything. With having a home and a family, a security system was high on my priorities. SimpliSafe offers quality equipment at a fair price that is simple to use. Combine that with the protection it offers at 50 cents a day, and I was sold. It took me no more than an hour to set up the system, with most sensors mounting with adhesive back strips, and connecting the sensors to the base station is intuitive using the keypad. I have mostly relied on the entryway sensors to keep up with people coming and going, but the outdoor security camera paired with the SimpliSafe app is quickly becoming one of my favorite tools. I can open up the live view anytime, at home or on the go, to see who's on my porch or in the yard. Save 40% or more on your SimpliSafe security system during their biggest sale of the year. Visit simplisafe.com/homemade-home to learn more. I'm ready to spray. I'll be using a Graco X5 sprayer, and it was bullseye paint. I have it all the way upstairs out the front door on the ground, and a long hose run to the gun. Let's get started. Let's get rolling painting the floor. We're going to be using this paint, got it at Home Depot. Didn't pick it for any particular reason, just read it, looked like it made sense. Figured if it can be on a garage floor, it can be in this basement. There's the color, so it'll dry something around like that. And I'd rather just roll it on everywhere, but I'll probably go ahead, maybe cut in with the brush on the edges. I really didn't want to spend the time doing that, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to test it with a roller probably first. And if I can't get that close, I might go ahead and cut in just for a cleaner look. But it's going to be a wavy line anyway, so. And then I'll overspray it onto the floor just a little bit, so that'll make it a little cleaner looking if I was just to roll and just roll a straight line close to the wall, but not against it to where I'm rubbing on the wall. So let me get my things together.
we'll go ahead and cut in. That's going to be much cleaner, especially if you have a good amount of paint on your brush. You can just do it in one little swipe pretty much, or go one way, come back the other way. That's the way it is when you're painting a real textured surface like this. A lot of these corners are kind of radiused. These walls look like they've had some sort of masonry, almost like they've been stuccoed in areas, probably because the walls were kind of falling apart a little bit, and that was probably smeared on to keep it from doing something. It's the way houses like this are. They're always just a huge, weird mystery of ugly decisions. So that usually means somebody's trying to solve some sort of a problem. And a lot of people, when they watch videos like this, they question every single little thing they see in terms of the way the house was built. And you just can't do that. I think people lose, they don't have a frame of reference for the people who probably did the work. Which means they did something with probably zero money, or a very tiny amount of money, and not a lot of experience. And you're watching this video now, but it used to not just be that easy just to watch some video like this and go, oh yeah, I think I can do that. Information was, was on lockdown a lot more. You had to learn how to do everything in a real life way, not find some person on YouTube that just quickly shows you how to do something. You're skipping through a 2-minute video being impatient, how to learn how to plumb a whole house. It's an amazing thing, and you got to keep it in mind. Yeah, that's going to look a lot better cutting in like that. I don't want to do it, but it's going to look better. All done. I think it went out of focus on that last one. I won't know till I get it on the computer. I think it's a glare. What's wrong with this thing? There's the focus. So, painting myself back to the staircase, and things are looking much better. This basement still is what it is, but you can walk around down here now, well, once it's dry. Socked feet. Don't have to be too scared. Walls are white. It's much fresher down here. Obviously, it smells like a bucket of paint right now. But having the floors be a consistent color all the way throughout, and the walls being beautiful, meaning just a rough surface, just sprayed out as good as it's going to get. Much, much cleaner space. Much more inviting, nowhere near as scary. So onto the steps. Went ahead and painted the side of the stringer, and then the 4x4 supports, went ahead and hit them with this paint as well, and then the steps will get painted the same. I'm going to wait till this is dry and I can maneuver down here a little easier to where I don't have to paint backwards up a set of steps, but it's going to look good. Starting at the back door, let's have a look at the paint job. I'm in socked feet right now. This finish is dryish, but it is not totally dry yet. I can't feel any tackiness in this room where I started, but the closer I get to that ramp, I start to feel like it wants to stick to my socks just a little bit. Back room, utility room, where you work out all your frustrations with the punching bag. Washer and dryer right there, hot water over there. I had that workbench there. I'm not going to put anything here, just whoever wants to do whatever they want right there, they can do it. This is the new slab, so of course this probably took the most paint as far as like absorbing it, so you could like hit this twice and you'd probably have a more even sheen. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't think there's anything wrong with just sticking with this for right now, and then in the future if it needs to be hit again, you just clean it up and roll out another coat of finish. When you have paint already on a floor, rolling after that goes really fast because you've kind of already filled in a lot of those little spots. You really have to apply some pressure to get the roller extra paint to kind of fill in stuff. Bare concrete or rough concrete will take a lot more than a smoother concrete, and having the paint really smooths things out. Everything, once you start to get to this ramp, it's a little more wet feeling, and you can see kind of in here the unevenness still drying after a couple hours. The concrete slab itself is fairly cool. The day is not too bad, but it's fall time, so it is cool, but the slab itself is cool. So it'll, over the next couple hours, probably dry up. And then some of the areas where there's like some indents in the concrete, it's probably, it could be a ½ inch of paint in some of this stuff. So that'll just kind of drop over the next couple of days, no big deal. But the bulk of the paint, perfectly fine. And really like the way the steps turned out, just having hit the stringer with the floor paint, the 4x4s with floor paint. I'll end up putting a handrail up there. The step treads and risers themselves are going to get painted. But just, like this entire area right here, if y'all remember this, it was like a walled off, and it was like this like rough little closet that came all the way here. Just opening it up, man, I can't even remember. I think there was like a wall right here and some shelves built in. There was the termite floor here, which turned into a dirt floor. That room over there is pretty much the same, except it's just been cleaned up. New water heater, new connections for washer and dryer and plumbing. But man, look at this. Let me see if I can get in a good position to show it all. I mean, it really opens up the possibilities of what this basement looks like. And if you were the people who owned this house before, and you walk down here, I mean, this thing stank. It was moldy because of the weird floors they had down here. I mean, this is nice. Once you get that new air handler in here, the air is going to be conditioned down here, so it's not going to be any kind of a moisture issue. Again, I know I've said it a million times. Gutters on the house, won't have any kind of water coming in through the foundation. And even if it does, it's just, you got to expect it when you have a house like this, that might be an issue. So you just kind of take it into account. Something like this. I mean, if I was going to be down here, I'd end up turning this into some sort of little shop, hanging out, TV, some little workbenches for doing smaller projects, some sort of a game room, some sort of little sitting area watching TV. I think I said that already. I'd probably have like lawn tools and stuff in here, and then your laundry room. Just kind of whatever it is you wanted. And you've got, of course, you got the spot under the porch out there. And then there's this back room here to store things. But I'm very pleased. I mean, I'm walking around in socks in a place that you used to feel like you had to have a respirator on just to go. And I'm in socked feet. I'm seeing how many times I can say socked feet in this video. I think that is pretty much it. Major transformation, at least in my mind, happening to this basement. The only things I may do, you never know if I might have to address some sort of further electrical issue after the inspection. Going to get the new air conditioner most likely. This door and the jambs themselves, I really haven't decided yet. This door, if you remember, it had that like 6-inch rise right here, and the previous people had cut this out. I think they had a dog So it was allowing the dog to be able to keep this door shut, but allow the dog to go back and forth between these rooms. So they just cut it out. And then this door here is just really short, and it has that little step up right there. So you step there, and it's just really easy to bang your head. So I think what I'm going to do, I've already said it before, is just get rid of these blocks up here and just frame in for a taller door. So it'll just be a normal door that shuts right, to where you can get in and out through there and not have to always go through the house to get into the basement. As it is right now, you can't come in from the outside if it's locked. I think that is enough talking about it. It's obvious I'm pleased. Hope you all are too.
Well, thank y'all for watching to the end of the video. This marked the 50th episode of this house. It has been quite a long haul. Appreciate y'all watching. Been getting a lot of questions on how to get houses like this and just cheap houses in general. You can check out the link in the description below to my book, Cheap Houses: How I Find and Buy Inexpensive Real Estate. Thanks again.